we'd like to talk about the entertainment world every once in a while. And in this particular episode, we're going to be talking about MC Hammer. You know, don't touch this. Well, apparently he got pulled over by a police officer recently, and he was arrested for obstructing the officer. And I read the article clearly. I thought, you know, another rich person, famous, whatever. He's like, I'm too famous for you. Go away, whatever. Turns out, actually, that the officer was kind of being a dick. And in this instance, I think MC Hammer was kind of on the money on this. I don't generally side with celebrities unless, you know, if they're right in this instance. But in this particular one, he was said, after asking Hammer who the registered owner was, he became very argumentative and refused to answer the officer's questions. Well, yeah, I mean, just because you see a black man in a car doesn't mean that the car is fucking stolen. I mean, we've talked about race on this show a lot, and a lot of the times it does come down to race. And he tweeted this out. He says, chubby Elvis-looking dude was tapping at my car window. I rolled the window down the window, and he said, "Are you on parole or probation?" Really? Is that your first question on officer? Is that your first question? You ask a black man who happens to be maybe driving a nice car, "Are you on parole or probation?" I'm sorry. I'm with MC Hammer on this one. I mean, this officer, and he calls him a mall cop. In this instance, I kind of agree. The cop is way out of fucking line. You don't go up to somebody and say, "Hey, are you on parole or probation?" The first words out of your mouth. Just because you're a black man? No, I'm sorry. I'm obviously not black, but it's inexcusable. Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is a situation of two egos coming to bat here, I think.
Yeah.
You know, one the cop and one Hammer. Gosh, we're covering people that I actually know about in entertainment. That's unusual for me.
Yeah.
Hammer's got an attitude.
Yes, he does. He does.
But yeah, he was pulled over because the license plate was expired on the car.
Oh, that's a valid excuse to pull somebody over. I have
exactly.
no.
But then the cop comes up and says, "Are you on parole or probation?" It's like, no. That's not how you start off, Mr. Officer. You start off with, you know, do you know why I pulled you over?
That's exactly it.
You know, I can understand Hammer getting irate after this.
Oh, I would be too.
Because I would too. And yeah, it's very frequent for people who get into issues with police officers that the obstructing an officer charge. If you piss off the cop, you will be charged with obstructing an officer because that's the contempt of cop charge that they frequently use.
Jesus Christ! Just for pissing him off?
Basically, it's something that they will make up to slam you with if they don't like you, if they get into it with you.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Which is the best thing is to shut up, keep your hands on the wheel, and give the officer your license and registration when asked for it, and don't say anything else.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And it is also... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry.
And you know, there are places... Well, when you're driving a car, you're required to produce those things. Mm-hmm. When you're on the street, in some states, you're required to produce identification. In some states, you're not. You know, it varies from place to place. Check with your attorney. I'm not an attorney, nor do I play one on the internet.
Good advice. Yeah, he also quoted on here, says, "Well, I was handing him my ID. He reached in my car and tried to pull me out of the car, but forgot he was on a steady donut diet." Okay, now that's a bit much, but, you know, hey, I think that was kind of funny. Eric, your thoughts?
Yeah, the only thing is that I wonder if there's like video of this, because you know how sometimes police officers have dash cams and stuff like that. I would like to see the video of it, because you know the article is very one-sided as far as MC Hammer goes, and we don't know what MC Hammer was doing to go the officer or anything like that. Now, I'm not saying if MC's Hammer's take on the whole entire story, if that's the reality of the situation, then yes, what the cop did was incredibly wrong. But I don't want to just bag on this cop because we don't know his side of the story. How was MC Hammer acting? What were some of the things that might have alarmed him and stuff like that? But I would hope, you know, even though the reality is it's most probably going to end up being what exactly was said, but I would hope that we would have law enforcement with a little more common sense than to just start off with a very antagonistic kind of question.
All right. No, you're right. That is a very antagonistic question, and you hit it right there. That where's the dash cam of this? Will we be able to see it? Because quite often, if there's something that's going to incriminate on the officer, those dash cams suddenly disappear. We just can't seem to find it. Oh, it was accidentally erased. Oh no.
Right.
Speaking of dash cams, you'll notice that there was a lot of footage of the meteor in Russia from dash cams.
Yes.
And it's very, very common for Russian drivers to have such a dash cam because of insurance issues. You've got you've got a problem, you've got video of what happened.
Yep.
Now, wouldn't it be nice if we could all have these little dash cams in our own vehicles? And, have one pointed out the front and one pointed right at me and the driver's side window, so I have a record of exactly what happened.
You know what?
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I'm just saying this because, in some places, like in Illinois, for example, that you're recording a police officer in a public location, which they say is illegal, which is fucking bullshit because you should be able to record a police officer in public. I mean, really?
Yeah, that's recording a police officer in public is a felony in Illinois, but that law has been found unconstitutional.
Oh, good.
In court challenges, and I think it's going to be struck down completely very soon.
Oh, good. I hope so, because you're right. It is fucking unconstitutional, and that's what I was trying to get at. Is that there could be cops out there. Even let's say you had a camera in your car and you had these in the window and the whole 9 yards, and he goes, "Oh, is that a camera?" He goes, "Well, shut it off." Why should I shut it off? It's my car, and it's in my private property. I will keep it running if I want to, and then they'll haul you out. They'll probably haul you out. They'll get all irate on you, saying you're obstruction, like you said, Dan, and then they'll haul you out away from your camera where they can't see, and then all you got is your word after that. So, I'm sorry, Eric. Did you have anything else you wanted to add on that?
Oh no! Like I said, I just would like to, before I sit here and end up going, "Oh, that cop's a giant jerk." I just would like to see the video and see exactly what happened.
No, I can understand that. You want to get both sides, and that's admirable. But if it turns out that this cop was way out of line, and quite often being with black men, that this is what happens to them quite often, and it doesn't even get half the press that this is, and it's only because he's getting the press that he is because he's a celebrity to begin with. So we don't know. But I would $1 to donuts. I wouldn't bet you he's almost directly on the money on this.